Today I will show you how to knit a small Christmas stocking. First, make sure the racking handle is in its highest position. Raise 24 needles on the front bed of the machine, 12 to the left and 12 to the right side of 0. Place the edge springs on the last working needles. Now arrange the needles in 1-to-1 division. Raise 24 needles on the back bed and arrange them in 1-to-1 division. Place the edge springs on the last working needles. Set both locks to N and the stitch size to 3. Insert the black strippers and take the yarn for the cuff. I am using 2 strands of acrylic yarn. Knit 1 row. Set both locks to CX and increase the stitch size to 4. Now knit 2 rows. Lay a piece of yarn or ravel cord over the stitches, then make a knot below and attach a weight to it. Set both locks to N and increase the stitch size to 5. Knit 1 row to finish the cast on. Set the front lock to CX and the stitch size to 3. You may need to set the stitch size to 1 or 2 depending on the yarn that you are using. Set the back lock to EX. Remove the edge springs and use the double-eye bodkin tool to transfer all stitches to the needles on the back bed. Place the edge springs on the last working needles and make sure the latches are closed. Raise 24 needles on the front bed and place the edge springs on the last working ones. Now rotate the racking handle to its lowest position and knit 2 rows. Detach the front lock and knit 2 rows. Make sure there are no stitches in the hooks of the needles on the front bed and repeat the same steps. Knit 2 rows with both locks, then knit 2 rows with the front lock only. By the way, you may remove the edge springs on the front bed so they are not holding the last stitches. If there are many stitches left on the needles, you may need to attach more weights to the ravel cord. You have to repeat these steps until the row counter is at 32 rows. On the front lock, increase the stitch size to 5, then set the back lock to CX. Now slide the lock to the color changer and take the yarn for the sock. Rotate the racking handle to its highest position. Use a dagger comb, take the 6th leftmost stitches and transfer them to the front bed. Don't forget to support me by liking the video, it's helping my channel to grow. Now take the 6 rightmost stitches and transfer them to the needles on the front bed. I will leave the whole process as always. By the way, you can see how the yarn that's coming from the lock is in the way. You may cut it before transferring the stitches. Now place the edge springs on the last working needles. Change the places of the 2 stitches in the middle on the front bed. This will avoid the formation of a hole. Push the loops from the carpet stitch down and knit 48 rows. Now set the front lock to BX. Set the back lock to GX. Raise pushers under all working needles on the front bed and start making the heel. I will leave the whole process so you can see it. I have 12 stitches on the front bed, so I need to put 4 pushers in resting position on each side to make the heel. If you want to avoid the holes, you may click on the info card in the upper right corner. This small stocking would be the perfect exercise. Put all pushers in resting or out of working position when there is only one pusher in resting position on the right side. Now set both locks to CX. Knit 36 rows. Move the edge springs and make the decreases for the toe section. At each end on each bed, move the last 2 stitches 1 needle in. Now knit 4 rows. Make the decreases the same way. You will have 8 stitches on each bed. Knit 4 rows again. Continue decreasing the same way. This time knit only 2 rows. Now make the last decrease. You will have 4 stitches on each bed. Now knit the last 2 rows. Now take the yarn from the lock and cut it. Thread it into the double-eye bodkin tool and sew off the stitches. First take the stitches on the front bed from right to left, then take the stitches on the back bed from left to right. Don't forget to remove the weight before taking the last stitches. Now it will look like this. First fold the cuff and pull out the ravel cord. Now you only have to sew the cuff and high toe yarn tails. And that is the final result. Thank you for watching, have a nice day and see you in my next video.